What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, we're going to talk about making Chrysler American again. Welcome on back to TK's Garage. I don't know, it's been about 4 or 5 days, I guess. We did a post talking about Walter P. Chrysler's great-grandson writing a letter saying that Chrysler needed to be purchased to try to save it. Now, Stellantis claims that they are not trying to sell the company to BYD. BYD claims they're not interested in buying Stellantis. We've made it very clear that they're not trying to buy Stellantis, they're only trying to buy Chrysler. They keep using the double talk of misinformation, would be the best way to put it, to try and convince people that they're not interested. And it's all BS. Carlos Tavares was recently in Detroit, and so were representatives from BYD. Now, Carlos Tavares was supposed to be here for resolving issues on his downtime during his vacation, his off days. He was coming here to look at the manufacturing issues and try to solve the problem himself. You think that would probably be a good thing, right? I mean, you did just get a $39 million raise. You're getting you got $39 extra million last year to destroy basically your company. you got a 40% cut in profits, and you got a $39 million raise. Make that make sense. At the same time, Stellantis keeps claiming that we're going to rebuild Chrysler, but then they double speak and they say they're going to shut down brands that aren't making the money. Well, Chrysler's one of those. Between the recalls for the minivans, on the hybrid side, they're not profitable. Chrysler is costing them money. And part of that is the dealer network, the service network, the warranty work, and the recalls. It makes that company not profitable. And Dodge is going the same way rapidly. And, we already know what's going to go on because of the major investment from Exor. They just floated, Carlos Tavares just floated the idea of selling Maserati. And Exor immediately went, hell no, we're not doing that. And I feel like we need to have somebody in America that can do the same thing for Chrysler the way Exor does their thing for Ferrari and Maserati in Italy. Fiat too. I'm just at a point where I think it makes sense to make Chrysler and Dodge American again. Now, I know you're going to say, why does this sound like a political statement? It's not. It's just facts. Like, if you think about this, if we were able to get Chrysler, if Rhodes' idea to take over Chrysler and make it an American company, it would probably take 18 months, maybe 2 years to get, products to market. But products that people want, whether it's like, I don't know, the Chrysler New Yorker, remember what they have, the LHS, they had a bunch of interesting luxury branded cars. And bring Chrysler back to being Chrysler, even if it's SUVs, whatever. I think Chrysler could be profitable again because there is a need in the market, and this is the thing that drives me nuts with Stellantis. They keep saying how important the North American market is to them, yet they don't market to the North American customer. They want to keep forcing this EV crap down people's throats. Now, I've said this multiple times, I am not against EVs. There is a place for electric vehicles. I have no problem with electric vehicles. I've owned several from multiple brands, so I'm not an EV hater. when you make that the only thing your company does, you cut out the majority of the market that's looking to buy a vehicle. When you also are pricing your vehicles at $60,000, $70,000, and $80,000, nobody's going to buy those. They can't afford them. You know, little cheap cars right now, Mitsubishi, I'll give you a prime example, the Mirage. They sell the crap out of those cars. Why? Because they're, you know, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 car. People can afford those. And it's the same thing that Nissan does with their subprime lending that they do to rebuild people's credit with their Altimas, their Sentras, their Versas. Chrysler has to have, and so does Dodge, something like that, but it has to inspire something. It can't just be this crap. And while Stellantis promises that they're going to rebuild the brand, they're not talking about integrating or putting anything into Chrysler until 2027 or the end of 2026. I don't think the brand exists at that point. Are they going to make a revamped Pacifica? Hell no. There's nothing in the pipeline. So I think there's actual value, and I think there's an actual appetite for Chrysler to be American. So the point of this video is this. I want to gauge public interest because I've talked about this before. We talked about myself dumping a ton of my personal wealth into buying shares at Stellantis and trying to get, you know, not just voting rights on the board, but trying to become a thorn in their side to make them do the things that we wanted with Chrysler. But now the idea floated by Walter P. Chrysler's great-grandson, I think is a great idea. And I'd want to know what you guys think. I got to be honest, I'm not comfortable like bringing in private capital companies like, you know, Bain and other ones to invest, because I feel like they could destroy the company. If we buy it, they could just chop up assets and move stuff if they don't like the way things are going. But what if it was, as he proposed, owned by a percentage of the company, say 30% was owned by the workers, meaning the unions, and the rest is owned by us, all of us. I think it's a great idea. And I want you guys to vote. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. If you think that's a great idea for it to be, I don't want to say public owned, but enthusiast owned, a Chrysler owned by enthusiasts, right? Really bring back that Mopar brand. Now, I know right now that Stellantis is not going to sell Jeep. We wouldn't get that. We could possibly get Chrysler and Dodge, though, and that's a good jumping point for us to go there. We could still do trucks. We could have the Dodge Dakota. You know, the Ram would probably be lost, but there's nothing from keeping us from building a Dodge Ram Charger or, you know, things of those natures. But I'd love to know what you guys think. So it's really simple. We're going to spam the comments today. Yes or no. It could just be a yes or a no in the comments. Yes, Chrysler could be profitable and you would be interested in seeing that or investing in a American-owned Chrysler Corporation. Or no, you hope they sell it to BYD or shut it down or get rid of it. Yes and no. Very simple. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.